Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the $1,000 weekly tournament. This time around, we've got the European style going. My name, of course, is F. Dot, and I'm joined here by my friend, Hindu Man. How you doing
We're
today?
friends! We're friends! I'm so happy to be friends with you, F. You look as awake as I do this morning.
I'm feeling absolutely fine, man. I'm very excited for the
busy
teams
this
that we've got going on. We're going to start the day off with 5 angry Hindus versus 5 happy Romanians. So a lot of interesting team names out today.
I've not heard of the team before. I'm excited for it because they've gone with the 5 style. But then instead of being angry, they've gone with happy. But we'll see if they're happy after game 1 up against the 5 angry Hindus. Who, they're not the greatest team out there, crap. But they've been working, and they're a community team. Obviously, I know them. Crap. That's crap. Crap's in the background. I'm sorry, F.
Just putting this out.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have a number of awesome teams. Excuse me. We're gonna have a number of awesome teams today. We do have Mortality Esports over in the second round of things. We're gonna take a look at Potato Boys as well. E-Hero, who's a talented team that you might not have heard yet. But I think the team that we're all going to be focusing on today is SK Gaming. SK Gaming right now is actually boot camping in Cologne. So they have one of the benefits that SK Gaming has to having a different sponsor is that the European Regional Championship lands will be taking part in Cologne, Germany at ESL Studios. And well, Cologne, Germany is exactly where SK Gaming has their headquarters, their international headquarters for their entire esport team. So that's where they are right now. They did this last time around for the regional kickoff LAN, and well, we know the story there, don't we?
We do know the story there. They came into that, they were down on the luck, and they turned things around, and look how they shone bright like a diamond. Why did I say that like some sort of song? I don't know, but I did. Anyway, we're just waiting for the 5 angry Hindus and the 5 happy Romanians. That's going to be tough to try and cast that one, thinking about that. I'd not considered that. But we're going to be going into that game first of all. There's also in this tournament as well a team called Kitty Gaming. Now, it is an old team made up of some very known players. You'll see them probably later on in this tournament. More than likely facing off against Mortality Esports at some point in this tournament. So the teams that are actually on here, pretty good teams overall today after that have shown up, even though a lot of them don't want to show. But we're into picks and bans now, and it looks like the 5 angry Hindus is going to be the first pick, and the 5 happies, the 5 happy Romanians, that is, going to be second.
We're going to see the Raw ban now. That's pretty standard. I'm a big fan of the Raw ban. He just does so much. Recently, we saw a little nerf to his movement speed and sort of his maneuverability, but at the end of the day, that heal just... It allows you just to re-engage. It gives you such a luxury when you're trying to seed and take certain objectives. As the Romanians ban out Sylvanas, who I completely agree with that. I think he's really strong.
We're back on EU, you know? Makes me happy to see Sylvanas bans because EU understands meta better than North Americans. I'm just saying, it's the truth. We realise things a lot quicker and then you all adopt it and take it as your own.
The regional bias is a little bit strong here.
I'm allowed
for
to
5
be.
angry Hindus.
Where
Second ban of the day. Wonder where they're going to go. They're going to go Freya. I did like this. After the Raw ban, I like to see a carry ban out. And this is exactly what happened. Freya usually, these days we actually see her a lot in the long lane, but Freya really got her moment to shine out of the jungle and can still do both relatively good.
Yep, she's relatively good in multiple roles as well, because she can still duo. She can also go solo on the odd occasion. We've seen the likes of Azalea that one out. Loki banned away as well here by the 5 happy Romanians. They don't want to have to deal with that in the solo lane. I mean, one thing with the Raw ban, it means that you don't want a safe lane for the opposition to be able to go into. You're looking for fight. This is something that Potato Boy's proxy likes to do as well, is ban away Raw, because he likes to fight when he was playing in the solo lane. So he's looking for aggression, and you can't really do that against a Raw. But going through that, Serket is available, and 5 angry Hindus lock it in as first pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's really only one way to fight a Ra in lane, and that's with an Anubis. Nobody's playing Anubis anytime soon, but that is the way to play against Ra if you want to fight. So that's why you see the Ra ban out. Loki's banned by happy Romanians just so that a lot of players just don't enjoy playing against Loki. I don't think exactly he's top pick, top ban, but I respect it when I do see a ban because it's such a problematic character for so many people. That said, as you mentioned, the Serket first pick, Hindu Man. Serket is a character that she is middle of the tier, middle of the pack if you are unskilled. But here,
I agree.
we are skilled, and Five Angry Hindus can definitely pilot this character. And when piloted at a high level, she has multiple abilities to just destroy things, whether it's true damage on the ultimate or 20% HP from single auto attack based on her passive. She can do a lot of damage relatively quickly. Even looking across at Janus and Hebo, I think that Serket has a good situation for her.
Yeah, I mean, Noir gets through the first phase of picks as well, which is unsurprising. I mean, Five Happy Romanians clearly wanted their laners straight away. Exactly. They chose Giannis, they chose Hebo here, but in doing so, it does give the option available now to sort of counterpick to an extent of what they want to go against here and what they want to deal with in this composition. So at the moment, they've lots in Athena and Noir. Noir, already picked up, but that means the solo laner has a bit of free reign here. So he can actually pick something against Hebo that's either going to dominate in lane or can try and be a bit more effective to deal with him later on in the game.
I love that. I actually really like the draft coming out from Happy Romanians today. We have Giannis and Hebo, who are two very potent laners. Habo is probably going to wind up in the solo lane, just sort of waiting until he comes online with a ridiculous amount of damage and able to come out and really alter whatever he wants. And then you've got Apollo, who I'm always a fan of. It's a hunter with a number of tricks under his sleeve to really get out of any problems. So split pushing is really what he wants to do. And combined with a character like Giannis, who's got global presence, Apollo is able to split push to his heart's content, while his team can sort of focus on different objectives because all they have to do is ult, and they can all wind up at the same spot.
Well, this is a lot of damage on Five Happy Romanians. They're hovering onto Thanatos here. If they lock that in, their front line is very squishy to an extent, but they have a lot of burst damage. They've changed that over to Apollo now. And going back to the Five Angry Hindus, they picked up Athena very early on. Geb's still available. They pick Athena, ban away Ymir. Obviously, Ymir is one of the best counters in support roles to an extent that can deal with an Athena in lane and also has a bigger impact in the game, I feel, over an Athena as time goes on. So that's why they banned that one away. But leaving Geb available, very surprised by that. By the Five Angry Hindus.
Yeah, the Ymir pick must be, these players might know each other. Ymir is a very specific pick. Ymir doesn't really get picked often as in the top choice for a lot of these teams, but the teams that do play Ymir usually prioritize him very heavily. You take a look at Exposed Secrets now, Fnatic, congratulations to them. They've just recently been sponsored by Fnatic. Their player Frostiak really likes to play him. You look at Mortality, their really likes to play Ymir, and those, as I said, are prioritized over some of the other picks. So Five Angry Hindus might know the Happy Romanians just a little bit in order to ban that out, but Romanians do pick up Thor, while Five Angry Hindus round out their draft with Serket, Athena, Nuwa, Hel, and Ram. I actually sort of like what the Romanians have just a little bit more than the Hindus.
I don't like the Ares pick, though. I don't know why we're not seeing Geb there. I would pick Geb if I was the Romanians right now. They've got a lot of burst front line. They just need someone that's going to be tanky front if they need it, be able to throw out that Cataclysm and hold people in place for the damage. And at the same time is give out those shields that are going to be so impactful in these team fights. But they've gone with Ares. Ares, the whole team is, I'd like to say, ham aggression is the way I'd like to put it. It's like, we're going to go for your throat, and we're going to rip it out, and then swallow it, and then do it again. Over and over again.
I like the Ares because of the Serket. If Serket decides to jump into the long lane, if Ares, and I mean, it's a large if, but you're banking on your player skill here, which is something that I always respect. If it doesn't work out because you just don't press your buttons right, that's just the nature of Smite. You got to try harder just a little bit. But Ares can go and completely shut down Serket's Deathbane because it is a dash. And Ares has about an 8-second cripple when combined with all the chain. So if Serket jumps in with Ambush, a quick Ares will be able to chain Serket before that Deathbane comes off. And that's the majority of the damage. You'll see the madness come out, but she won't be able to get those 3 crits off, which are so devastating. That's what we're going to take a look as we jump into this next game. We're going to head over to a brief waiting screen as we get the game set up. But stay tuned and check out Serket on the side of Five Angry Hindus, and if Ares will be able to control her. Stay tuned, and we'll get the game underway. Apologies about that. We just getting some things sorted out, but as you can see, things are a little bumpy right now, but we've got them fixed. We can't bring you the 5 angry Hindus versus the 5 happy Romanians, so what we're going to have is the Tornadoes versus the Potato Boys for you. Potato Boy is one of the crowd favorites, so we're going to take a look at Proxy, Suntouch, Arrow, Durgius, and today they're going to be playing with Angry Day QQ, a prominent member of the 3v3 scene transitioning into Conquest.
Yep, it doesn't look like Adaption's going to be here today, so they're up against the Tornadoes. We missed picks and bans, but we're straight into the game, and right now you should be seeing that coming on your screens. Tornadoes going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. Potato Boys will be on the right-hand side of your screens, fighting from the top half of the map, the right-hand side of your spectator UI. For the Tornadoes, we're going to see Like Candy playing Odin in the support role by the look of it. Agni's going to be played by Dagan in the mid lane, or maybe in the solo. Gotti is going to be playing Poseidon, either in the solo or mid again. Lati369 is going to be playing Akali, and then we've got Ra. Okay, I'm confused now. There's double jungle. There's double jungle in game 1 of the day after.
Yep, double jungle is going to be very interesting. What's going to happen is I Like Candy and Left Eye are going to have to really rotate around, and you're going to have to see a lot of aggression if you want to see this composition really come out and do work. You need to really invade the enemy's jungle. Otherwise, there's just not enough jungle in your own to really make things happen. The two junglers can split, but it's more about the aggression that we're looking for here.
Well, what we'll see is Ra more than likely be the duo laner alone in that lane. He's got great sustain, so he should be able to push out actively against the 2-man push of Potato Boys. So Kali will probably start on the left-hand side, as you can see right now, to help Ra in the beginning to get that blue buff down. And then they'll both clear their own jungle, and then look at the enemy jungle and clear that one up. That's what I expecting to see. We'll find out how it happens, though. Start of this game, though, teams playing semi-defensively as the Tornadoes are. They've put down no real wall coverage for their own, apart one over where Suntouch is on that circuit right now. Suntouch is playing in the jungle today instead of adapting, but Angry Day is going to be playing the mid lane. The solo lane, I'm guessing. We're also seeing Proxy rotated into the Hunter role here. So a few changes to the Potato Boys.
Yeah, Potato Boys are a team that came out of the Challengers Cup. They wound up losing out in the Challenger Cup, so they didn't quite make it through to the wild. They didn't quite make it through the wild cards, but they're a team that really sort of has come into themselves. Durgius is an upstanding support, one of the more heavy thinkers in the scene, honestly. And Suntouch is his hunter, returned to the role that he played for so long in the jungle to see what he could do this week.
Well, started this game already. You saw Arrow on the back of Sora, managed to steal away the blue buff, which denied the Tornadoes in that solo lane a lot of experience at the start of this one. They just rotated into lane in the end. Didn't get any more experience after those mid harpies as well. Mid lane, we can see Angry Day QQ putting a lot of down on Dagern on the Agony at the moment. He's taking a lot of poke damage early on. And I guess that's not something you're used to seeing.
Yeah, not something you want to see too often. You've got the Rod, the Kali, and the long lane coming out for the Tornadoes, which is an interesting composition. Kali's a character that can definitely lane. We've seen her play solo and sometimes even mid, and Rod definitely knows what he's doing as well.
Aggression all over the map. You can see Like Candy going aggressive, forcing back Arrow and Suntouch in the solo lane. On the left-hand side, so the Potato Boys keeping the pressure on the Tornadoes on the tower. Expected during the early stages until Ra gets the wave clear on. And Scylla by Angry Day QQ has had a great job in this mid lane, forcing Agni back to base early. He's actually going to miss a full minion wave. More time in mid lane. Left side, though, we are going to see Proxy QQ bring down Ra for that first. And right side, we've got an engagement going on as well as Poseidon's chasing down Suntouch, who's going to wait, but the Whirlpool is on Arrow. Arrow's going to watch his position in here. One more will be enough. He jumps away at the last second, but the leap in from Candy does not find his target. And now Candy's going to get hit by those Archer minions, brought down for second blood.
That is the danger right there of Odin. People, when Odin came out, we're talking about just how high Odin's damage is and whether or not it needs to be looked at. But the difference is when you jump in with the quote-unquote bird bomb with Raven and the jump, you just lose all of your defensive stuff.
Big speed, big pull by Durgius, and now they're looking to try and bring down this Kali, who's still only level 4. Can she get away from this one? No, she can't. She wasn't level 4, was level 3. Right side Arrow brings down Poseidon under his tower, but pays with his life. But there's aggression from Potato Boys one more time, stealing away the speed buff. I'm not sure if they actually stole it. It doesn't look like they did, otherwise they would have picked it up by now. So Tornadoes defended, but it costs them their life.
Fight fire with fire. That's what Potato Boys is doing. They recognize, as we take a look in the mid lane, Dandro is going to fall to the Angry Day ultimate. But fight fire with fire. Realized that, and they said they press tab and they look that they see two Bumba's masks. They realize that it's going to be all out aggression coming after these junglers if they want strategy to work. So what do? They turn it around and they just invade the entire time. Mid camps will be spawning in about a couple of seconds right now, and Angry Day and Dirgius will be able to get this mid lane tower down all the way to about 10% HP. Not going to be able to take it down, but good enough.
I was going to say, Proxy's in trouble. Just walk away from that one. Now, mid camps have spawned. Right-hand side going to be taken over by Potato Boys. Once again, Aero zoning out Poseidon in this solo lane. While Odin trying to bring down this red buff still in the jungle. Having a bit of a hard time with this one for the time being. It's going to take him a little bit longer. And that means there's more time for these mid camps to be taken one more time by the Potato Boys on the left-hand side as well. As Dirges rotates in there as well. For those, Suntouch and Angry Day going to turn up just in time to soak that experience as well.
We're going to see some aggression after these left-handed mid-camps. Sir Kent, the Madness gets interrupted in the dash and dagger and destroys him with help from Ra in the backline. Ra's looking to turn it around with Buddy Odin. Dirge's about 40-30% HP. 4 members in blue deep looking for the support, but they're going to turn around and split up. And one more time in the solo lane, Arrow is just running that lane. Takes out Poseidon for the second time this game. Only 4 minutes in. Kills Reed 1-6.
And then he goes over and steals away the blue buff on the right hand side. But on the left hand side, you can see the dual lane stealing away the blue buff there. So Potato Boys controlling the enemy jungle and every single camp in it as much as they can do. The problem for the Tornadoes there is they did pick up that kill onto Suntouch, but they couldn't make anything out of it because they didn't have anything on the map to really go for. Only Gold Fury was available, and they're still too far behind. Odin right hand side though pops the cage, looking for aggression. Arrow was stuck in that cage though. He's not scared of an attack speed debuff. He'll get him down and left. Proxy finds Raw one more time.
Yeah, Arrow right now is really looking very, very good in this right-hand lane. Looking at the Bakasura, he's got 3 kills and only a single death to his name. The Poseidon's got 2 deaths on him, and one of the junglers on the enemy team is not doing so hot either. And the protections from Odin, it's not going to help. It's the true damage that does damage. So the attack speed is very, very good. Odin should be looking to level up his ultimate as opposed to just leave it at 1 point. But we'll see if it actually gets to that point. Suntouch again in some trouble on the right-hand side. Proxy picks up the individual kill in the Hunter lane.
Not looking good for the Tornadoes now. They're losing the jungle constantly. They're behind on gold by a considerable amount right now. Suntouch goes back in, though, with very, very low amounts of health, trying to keep Poseidon busy. He knows he's got the support of Arrow. If he can find the combos... Oh! He gets hit! On the way out, and now with Odin here, and Arrow's going to fight 2v1. Regurgitate comes out, picks up 1 kill, and then Odin cages himself in to die a horrible death.
Bakasura ahead is just that type of person. When it comes to Bakasura, I mean, you take a look at Butcher Blades, it's just true damage. You get true damage and passive physical power that ranks up. And when it's at 5 ranks, you get 70 true damage per hit for 6 seconds. When you're this far ahead, the attack speed debuff isn't even going to do much. But, you know, this all comes down to the strategy that Tornadoes employed. They went with the double jungle, which is a extremely high risk for a moderately high reward situation.
That pull in middle lane onto Ra. Ra's in trouble. He uses the knockoff from the ultimate from Dirges. There's the hammer monster dunk as well. Good enough from Angry Day. No, it wasn't. It was a crush, but the snipe lands onto Dirges. Now he's going to run away. Can Kali find a kill? She pops her ultimate. When she was at full health, she's just looking to poke damage down. She can't find it. Now that's on cooldown. Suntouch can run back as well. Angry Day does manage to get a double crush off. Suntouch brings up Candy, and now Kali's in trouble without that ultimate available to save her life. Can Suntouch find the kill as well there? Has to ambush away, but the route from Dirges is enough for Angry Day to bring him down. Arrow jumps over the wall, looking to bring down the Ra as well. He gets dropped. Now they're going to push on mid lane as well as a 5-man unit, all still alive. Poseidon can only continue to try and push out right side.
Only 7 minutes in, not able to quite siege, but Gotti right here is looking to be in a dire situation. Madness and a death bait, and a couple of basics coming out from Arrow. That'll be another kill. 7-1 and 1 reach the slash line on our basic attacking solo laner right now, and he's just going to keep on going with the pain train. Looking at Odin jumping over the stun from Agni. Oh. There's the cage, but there's the ultimate. Double kill and 3 basic attacks coming out from Arrow. The cleave is just too strong. Bakasura is ahead, and coming back from this was definitely a tough tale.
I don't think Odin's realised that he's making himself his own prison whenever he uses that ultimate when Arrow's in the area. Like, he's assigning himself to death as Angry Day picks up another kill in mid onto that Carly, keeps the pressure on. Potato Boys looking dominant today in this first game. They've put the pressure on right from the beginning, won all their lanes individually. Now Arrow's going to go again for this Poseidon, who's only level 8 to the level 13 of Arrow. He don't care about creeps right now. Oh, but he does get eaten by a Kraken. That's just... You need to watch yourself there, you know, Krakens are dangerous. Now we're going to see the aggression continue on as the leap in from Odin goes on to Suntouch. Suntouch trying to bring down that Ra. In the end, Proxy picks up the kill for it. Proxy looking for the extra kills here, but no damage coming out from that Agony at all onto Proxy, who's 4 levels ahead. Angry Day low on mana, low on health, and immediately you're going to see him go down, but now Carly's there to try and pick up Angry Day QQ. Suntouch, sorry, Angry Day is the target for that one, so he immediately backs away as well. Very, very low on HP. The whole team of Potato Boys still surviving. Carly and Poseidon, the only ones to try and defend this tier 2 on the right.
Angry Day very, very low, and it's Kali's target, so they have to be aware that Suntouch just barely getting out of that whirlpool. So you got 2 members of Potato Boys very, very low. Proxy's going to pick off one in the back line, and now Suntouch has to be careful. Tower picks up Angry Day since Dirgius stops tanking it. That's a miscommunication, but just pushing so far back that the presence doesn't really matter. It's about the distance and the lead. You're about 7,900 gold in the lead, 9 minutes in. And Suntouch dies again.
Suntouch goes in deep, looking for the kill again, does not find it in that one, unfortunately. Now the Tornado's going to defend this tier 2 right, but while that's going on, they're losing the red buff in the jungle one more time. Blue buff also available, expect to see them go for that one if they need to, but Arrow wants to fight one more time. He's going to go in with the Regurgitate and looking for the damage if he can find it. Be right back in a second, boys and girls.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We apologize. We've had some problems with the spectators today. Potato Boys, we're not able to see the conclusion of that, but Double Jungle did not work out. Potato Boys are going to be moving on to the next round. Well, they will face E-Hero. We're going to take a look at that match in just a couple of minutes, so you will get your fill of Suntouch and Proxy and the crew, and we'll see what craziness we can pull out next. So stay tuned. We'll bring that match to you in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you soon.